Imagine eating a single bite of food. Within seconds, an entire team of microscopic workers inside your body springs into action. Muscles squeeze, acids dissolve, enzymes slice molecules apart, and specialized organs coordinate like a perfectly choreographed factory. By the time that bite finishes its journey, your body will have extracted energy, vitamins, minerals, and discarded everything it doesn't need. This is the incredible story of the human digestive system. Let's follow the journey of one bite of food as it travels through your body. 1. The mouth. Where digestion begins. Most people think digestion starts in the stomach. But the truth is, it begins the moment food enters your mouth. Your teeth act like a set of biological food processors, breaking large pieces of food into smaller fragments. This process is called mechanical digestion. But chewing isn't the only thing happening here. Three major salivary glands release saliva into your mouth. And saliva isn't just water. It contains important chemicals, including a digestive enzyme called amylase. Amylase immediately starts breaking down carbohydrates, such as bread, rice, and pasta, into smaller sugar molecules. So yes, digestion actually begins before you even swallow. As you chew, your tongue mixes the food with saliva and shapes it into a soft, moist ball called a bolus. Once the bolus is ready, the tongue pushes it toward the back of the throat. And now, the journey really begins. 2. The esophagus, the food conveyor. Belt. After leaving the mouth, the bolus enters a muscular tube called the esophagus. Think of the esophagus as a biological conveyor belt connecting your throat to your stomach. But instead of moving with machines, it moves with muscles. The walls of the esophagus contain layers of muscle that contract in a wave-like motion called peristalsis. This motion gently squeezes the food downward toward the stomach. Here's something fascinating. Because of peristalsis, food will still move toward your stomach even if you're upside down. Gravity helps, but it isn't required. The inside of the esophagus, called the lumen, is flexible and stretchy. This allows it to transport food of many different sizes. After a few seconds, the bolus reaches the next stop, the stomach. 3. The stomach, the chemical processing chamber. The stomach is like a powerful mixing chamber. Its job is to break food down even further using strong muscles and powerful chemicals. The stomach wall contains several layers of muscle. Longitudinal muscles, circular muscles, oblique muscles. Together, these muscles churn food like a washing machine, mixing it with digestive fluids. Inside the stomach lining are tiny structures called gastric glands. These glands produce mucus, which protects the stomach lining digestive enzymes, which break down proteins. Gastric acid, mainly hydrochloric acid. This acid is incredibly strong, powerful enough to dissolve many bacteria and help break food apart. But your stomach doesn't digest itself because the protective mucus layer shields the stomach wall. Here's an amazing fact. Your stomach can actually begin producing digestive juices before food even arrives. Or just seeing or smelling delicious food can trigger the brain to signal the stomach to prepare for digestion. After the stomach finishes churning the food, it turns the mixture into a thick liquid called chyme. Now it's ready for the next stage of the journey. 4. The small intestine, the nutrient extraction center. The partially digested chyme moves from the stomach into the small intestine. Despite its name, the small intestine is actually very long, about 6 to 7 meters, 20 feet, in adults. This is where most digestion and nearly all nutrient absorption happens. But the small intestine doesn't work alone. Two very important organs assist here. The pancreas. The pancreas releases digestive enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, fats. The liver and gallbladder. The liver produces a substance called bile, which helps break down fats. This bile is stored in the gallbladder until it's needed. Together, these organs help the small intestine break food down into tiny molecules the body can absorb. The inside of the small intestine is covered in millions of tiny finger-like structures called villi. These villi dramatically increase the surface area, allowing nutrients to pass into the bloodstream. You can imagine them like millions of microscopic sponges soaking up nutrients. This is how your body absorbs sugars for energy, amino acids for building proteins, fatty acids for energy storage, vitamins and minerals for countless bodily functions. Once the useful nutrients are absorbed, the leftover material moves onward. 5. The large intestine, recycling and water recovery. What remains after the small intestine enters the large intestine, also known as the colon, or the main job here is water recovery. The large intestine absorbs water and salts from the remaining material, turning the liquid waste into a more solid form. But something else interesting happens here. Your large intestine is home to trillions of bacteria, collectively known as the gut microbiome. These helpful microbes assist with digestion, produce certain vitamins, and even play a role in your immune system. Scientists now believe this tiny ecosystem is incredibly important for overall health. After the large intestine finishes its work, the remaining waste moves into the rectum. 6. The final stop, waste removal. The rectum acts as a temporary storage area for solid waste. When it becomes full, the body sends signals to the brain. Eventually, the waste exits the body through the anus, completing the digestive journey. Conclusion. From the first bite in your mouth to the final removal of waste, the digestive system is a remarkably coordinated process. Multiple organs, muscles, enzymes, acids, and helpful bacteria work together to transform food into the fuel your body needs to survive. And the next time you eat something, remember that an entire microscopic factory inside you is working tirelessly to turn that meal into energy, growth, and life.